Hi guys, welcome to part 11 of my install of my Brazilian hair. I told you guys I would come back when I'm closer to the top, which I am. So this is my part, which I will be installing my track into. So this is part 11, and this is the track I will be applying, and this is the 16-inch, guys. And then I'm going to start on the 8 inches in a little bit. So I'm gluing the track. So I hold the track and then I place it in my part. And then I just smooth it around in my part. Just hold down the corners. And smooth it down in my part. And I just comb it down. And then I'll use my Fekkai spray. I filmed almost this entire hairstyle, so if you're interested in seeing this whole hairstyle from the beginning to end, you can refer to part 1, because this is part 11. So so far, if you go to part 1, and you just like watch like part 1, part 3, where I'm flat ironing my hair. Part 9, 10, and 11 is where I'm installing my hair, where I began installing my hair. So because of time purposes, I had to do some tracks off camera. And now I've come back. Now I'm going to just place tracks on this side and leave this side alone. So I'm just going to part this out. I am doing an invisible part, so I'm just going to leave that side alone. And I'm working on this side now. So I have my part. I'm going back for my 16-inch hair, and I'm going to measure it and then place it in my part. So once I measure it, still doing the same thing, guys, measuring and cutting it. So measured it out. Right here. It's giving me problems today. Yeah, yeah. My hair is giving me problems today. Yeah, yeah. My hair is giving me problems today. Yeah, yeah. Place my track, smooth it down, spray it. Then I move on to my next track. Part my hair. Measure out my track. Glue my track. And place my track. And smooth it down. Comb it out. Cut that. Move it out. Spray my track. Then I'm going back to this side. Going back to this side. Have to re-tack this track in the part. I'm gonna re-glue that. place that back down there. Spray it. Firm it out. Got some tangling down at the bottom. So I'm gonna part here, lay a track on this side. Measure it up. Make sure it fits. It's a little too big. I have to cut it a little bit. Comb it out. And this, comb it out. Place the track in the part. Comb it out. Smooth it down, comb it down, comb it down, and now I'm going to move on to the middle of my hair. So you guys, I'm going to do an invisible part. So this alone is going to take maybe an hour and change. So I'm smoothing down my hair, but I've decided to add one more track on either side. My hands are full of glue, guys. I'm just rubbing it together. Get the glue off of them. I did do my nails, guys. This is the color I did them. But stay tuned for that video. So I've decided to add one more track on this side and one more track on the other side. So we're gonna just part. Make a part here. I'm still using the 16-inch here, guys. Just gonna measure that out. So I cut the track, I measured it. And now I'm gluing it. Place it in my part. Then smooth it out. Sprayed it. Then I'm just going to comb it out. And move on to the other side. Make a part over here. So my new ringtone is kind of weird, guys. Those of you who know, I just bought a new house phone. And this is how it looks now. The other one, I broke it up. This one is cool though, it has speaker. But I'm having another problem. This phone does not show the phone calls. And it's supposed to show the phone calls and be like in a call log. Like caller ID like. When the person calls, I'm supposed to see their name and their number, but I don't see anything. All I see is incoming call. So that's the only con to it. But I can hear people and people could hear me. So it was a good investment. I really like the way this hair came out. This was a natural black, guys, and after I bleached it and ombre-ed it, it has orange and yellow undertones. I didn't leave it on enough to turn it completely blonde, but I would say this is a ash dirty blonde color that I have in right now. So I really like it. So I'm going on to the other part. I'm going to cut that track. Comb it out. Still using the 16-inch here, guys. When I switch back to the I'm sorry. I'm still using the 14-inch. When I switch back to the 16-inch, I'll let you guys know. So I use 16 and 14 inches. I was saying it wrong. I kept saying 16 inch. I was using the 14 inches for the top, and I used the 16 inch for the bottom. So now moving on to the middle. So it has more body now. And I'm moving on to the middle. So I'm going to turn on back my flat iron. I'm working on the middle now. And while it heats up, I'm going to just blow dry. just blow dry my tracks. I didn't blow dry it the whole time, so I just turn on the blow dry just to make sure that they're tacky and they're sticking. And again, this is a body wave, so it still has its natural luster, but now it's like a loose wave because it lost it after bleaching and processing it. Kind of lost this wave. So my flat iron is hot. I'm just gonna flat iron this flat before I move on to my other. Those of you who just saw what I did, I placed my finger by mistake in between the flat iron. I'm flat ironing my hair. So I can stop here, but I'm not. I'm going to be doing an invisible part. So basically what it is each track is laid separately in smaller tracks. So if you want, when you guys reach this step, you can just stop, or you can continue to the style I'm going to do. And with the part that I have now, it leaves me a very versatile styling ability, because I can either part my hair to the side, like diagonally or horizontally, whichever way I choose. So I'm now ready to lay my tracks. So this is, if you just want to do a full head install, this would be the end. And this is how the hair looks. This is the 16 inches in the back, and then the 14 inches on the top. So now I will be laying my tracks. To do my invisible part, I'm still using the 16 inches. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting small very tiny, very tiny tracks to glue on top of my hair. And I'm just doing a bunch because when you start, you really don't want to stop. You rather have extra tracks than not have enough tracks. So you want to glue them back to back. So I'm going to start with that. I made a couple, as you guys can see, just individual tracks. And I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to start in the back. I'm going to start in the back. I'm going to put the glue on top of the track. Then I'm just going to place it by my part all the way in the back. Then I'm going to go for another track and do the same thing. I'm going to glue it. And place it right almost on top of the track that I placed before that one. Then I'm going to go for another one. And I'm going to glue that one as well. So I glued that one, and I'm going to place it right behind the next one. Then we'll go for the next one, next track. I'm going to glue it and place it on top of that one. So I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Go for another one. Just put my flat iron on top to make it tacky. If you want, you can actually heat up before you put the glue onto the part. Then you can apply the glue. Not the little one. And I put that right on top of the last track I put. I lay my tracks inward, downward. That's how I lay my tracks, and I'm doing this style. Some people lay it multiple ways. That's the way I lay mine. To each their own. So far, this is what I've done. I started from back here, my first track, and I've just continued to lay them. I'm going to spray that area. another track. As you can see, this is the natural wave of the hair. I just glued another track, and I'm going to lay that here. So I hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. So I'm continuing to lay those tracks like that all along. So I'm just going to cut some more of those tracks like that. So I'm just taking the scissor and I'm just cutting small sections. And I'm almost done that side. That went pretty fast. So I'm going to start on the other side. I'm just cutting, guys. So I'm gonna continue using that here, guys. Okay, put my scissors. So I'm continuing to use my 14-inch here. I'm just gluing this. I'm just gonna place that on top of the other one. And grab another one. I'm gonna place that one on top of that one. You wanna make sure you smooth them out so that they're actually sticking and not popping up. So can you guys see what I've been doing so far? This is basically what I've been doing so far. And you're going to place the other track on top of the last track as close as possible. As close as possible. So I'm going to start on the other side, guys, because it starts to get tight once you get closer to the front. So this is gonna be my first time sitting down in I think an hour, guys. So for time purposes, off camera, I'm gonna finish up this side and then come back to you guys with a part 12 on this hairstyle. So stay tuned, guys. Mwah! This is Brownie from Manhattan, New York.